tell us about your stand-up gigs?
Well, basically, I would just get out there, make a pot of French onion soup and eat it. That was all I did because back in that time, you didn't really have to have jokes. It was all about physical comedy, and the way I ate that soup was rather funny. We'll just dump it all into a kiddie pool and bathe in it, and then I would eat it at the same time.
That sounds more like performance art than stand-up.
Well, you can call it what you want, but I stood it there and I did it. I went to the circus this past weekend, Cirque du Soleil, and you could call it Cirque du Soleil because it was not very fun. All the things that they did, they had this big production. It was like cannonballs exploding and confetti and elephants and real animals and all this, and it's nothing that I didn't do back in the day when I ran my one-woman circus.
Can you take me through your one-woman circus?
Haven't talked about this in years.
How long ago did you do it?
It was back in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
It was a different time. Circuses were very appealing to the younger generation at the time. So I found it to be, thought it would be profitable if I opened my own circus, because there was always different circuses coming through town and the tickets were very expensive. I wanted to offer a low-cost alternative. So I ran my one-woman circus, and the tickets were $578 a piece per day, and it was a 3-day circus. So basically I ran the whole circus myself. Started off at 5:30 a.m. sharp. I was outside and I was telling the cars where to park, collecting the parking fee, $5 please. I said that about 7,000 times that day. Took a lot of cars to the spots. Went in. Next I got behind the concession stand. I started making a lot of popcorn, cotton candy, hot pretzels, soft hard pretzels with salt, chicken on a stick, chicken on a hot dog, chicken on a waffle. I started that fad, that trend. I just made everything back there and I sold it. I'm the cashier, I was a cashier and I was the cook. And then I sold it to people, and then I went in, I took the tickets, let people get seated, I showed them to their seat. I got down, I started blowing t-shirts out of cannons, and it was very fun. I did it all. And then I got down. This was about 5 hours later from the start of the day. I got down finally, and I let the lion out of the cage, and I was that lion. And then I would stand there and I would growl and I would roar at the audience, and then after a bit of that, then I would go and I would be the lion tamer, and I would tame the lion. You just have to pretend that I was still there being a lion, even though I was timing it as well. It was a little confusing, but I think the audience caught on pretty quick as to my artistic view. After that, I put the lion up and costume change. This is very important. I did several costume changes throughout the day. I had a parking lot attendant costume. Then I had my concession stand uniform. And then I had my take and take it uniform, and then I had my lion costume, very elaborate. Worked with the same people that dressed and styled the lion for the Wizard of Oz. And then I had my lion tamer's uniform. And then it was time to get into my trapeze artist costume. I didn't really know a lot about the trapeze or any tricks. I just got up there and started swinging around, flailing my legs and kicking them about. And then I just did that for like 3 hours until my arms got tired from hanging on, and then I had very strong arms. After that, I took a 5-hour break. I took a nap. When I came back out, it was time. I got into my contorting costume, and I was a contortionist. And I didn't really know a lot of moves for that either, but you just figure them out as you go. It's not hard. Leg behind the head here. I broke a lot of elbows that year. And then once I got into a position that I liked, I just rolled around on the carpet for 8 hours. After that, I was the elephant at the circus. Every time you have a circus, you have an elephant, and you have a break where you brief intermission, where you let the kids ride around on the elephant. And I was the elephant. I gave all the circus goers a ride on my back.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
A chupacabra.
Why a chupacabra?
I got that nickname back in the streets because I used to steal, kill, sell, and eat goats. And if you're wondering where I got them from, I stole them from petting zoos all over the country. The people that would buy these goats on the black market, they were mostly cults. And it was because they believed that the goats were evil, they were sent by the devil, and if you sacrificed the goat and ate its heart raw and beating, that you'd gain the power. And that's why I ate a goat every day for 38 days straight in 1982. Best year of my life. I had a lot of success, and I don't want to attribute it to the goat hearts, but it was the goat hearts. I would go into the zoo, I would steal a goat, I would walk out with it on a leash and no one would ask me any questions. And I did this and I got arrested in 38 states for goat theft, grand goat theft. They sent me to Alcatraz for 38 days. And it was a very hard time for me, but I adjusted well. I became the toughest one in the clank. And they were all my bitches. If there's one thing that I hate, it's trick-or-treaters.
Why?
Because they're banging on your door and then you open it and they're scary. First instinct is every time I open that door is ah! And then they just want things, and it's usually things I don't have. I don't eat a lot of chocolates, candies. I have a lot of hot sauce packets from various restaurants that I like to give out because it's all I have of abundance.
So
Ketchup, mustard, condiments. I just hand it out. Here you go. And they look very confused, but I know they're gonna go home and eat it on a hot dog or something. And what's a better gift? A piece of candy or a packet of ketchup? I know what I'd take.
What would you take?
The candy.